Coming to you live from the cradle of motherfucking civilization. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I'm just realising right now that I have not updated the stream title, so good job, Lord. We're off to a fucking roaring start.
You know, I knew something was up because you didn't have that same.
I'd lost the Zaz. I just lost it because, like, right as I went to go live, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, you fucking moron. You stupid man. Anyway, how you going, boys? Well, look, Matt, you're here every week. We're going to ignore you for a minute. Bless, okay. Welcome to the show. It has been, I don't know, probably like 18 months at an absolute minimum, if not longer. But you know what? I've got a feeling it might actually be like 2.5 years since you've been on.
No, not at all.
You don't reckon?
No, I'd say like maybe a year. I don't know. I don't think it was that long.
I
was going to go through and try to do my Australian impression and see if, like, how long it would take. Because I think you guys complimented me last time.
Yeah.
Like, you do good impressions.
You know, I was out there. I went to the Barbie and I was like, "You have any Fosters?" And they're like, "What? It's not Australian beer." And I was like, "All right, I'll just take a Miller Lite, mate."
You know, you literally sound like the Australian character from The Simpsons.
It'll pass. I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Do you want to, you know, being an Australian podcast, we enjoy beer stories. Do you want to tell us your apocalyptic beer story?
Bless's tales from the apocalypse. Here we go.
Yeah. So like, there's like 2 minutes before this started, I was like, "Hey, like, can I tell you a weird story?" And so like I'm sure all over the world right now, the big Miss Rona is going on, and you know, some places take it more serious than others, and I live in Memphis, Tennessee. And so it's a big, like, oh, I take it serious versus there ain't nothing to worry about. It's just media. And
compared to Florida.
You know, like, and so I live in the big verses. And so I was like, today I had an 8-hour stream. I got a YouTube video up. I did a little tax prep. Just did a bunch of like, you know, things. And then I was like, man, I need a beer. And it's like, you know, it's Friday. I need a beer. And so I ran to the nearest gas station and like I went in. And then when I was walking in, I noticed everything was covered in garbage bags. Like all the rows were like you would pick up gum. It was just like, like, do not touch, like gum.
Oh, I was like
gum, you know, like
we have gum.
No, I didn't quite hear it. I thought it was like,
I was like,
ooh, an American lad.
Yeah. But yeah, and so the only thing that was accessible was like
Matt,
potato chips.
Matt getting table service during the podcast.
I don't get
what?
Table
oh my
service.
God! I might get toast thrown at my head.
Anyway,
sorry,
I'm still
I didn't mean
the
to.
books after my wedding proposal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, ride the wave.
That was beautiful,
dude.
man.
Ride the wave.
Ride that wave. Keep going.
Sorry,
yeah, so like I grabbed my like thing of Miller Lite and I'm just like, I need out of here. Like I was actually in the store like doing that whole don't breathe thing, and like the guy behind the counter, he had like one of those masks on, and like it was also weird because like there was like this girl that was just on her phone. I'm just like acting like nothing is wrong, that this whole store is covered in garbage bags. And I'm just like,
she's the person that you interview is like, I'm gonna get her. I'm still gonna party.
I'm still going to spring break. I'm still going. I'm still gonna have a good time. Fuck you,
so
people.
I'm just trying to get that beer and get out. Anyway.
Great.
You got it. Yes. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna. Yeah, that was a bit of canned applause there for the beer. It's been weird, man. It's kind of like it's. I'm not going to say it's cool, but you know, like having everyone all in the same situation across the entire planet is. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. I don't think anyone has, but it's nuts. Like the fucking toilet paper fucking epidemic that we had here, and then it's sort of now everywhere. And like
usually we follow the US with their fear mongering. We got to start something. We started the whole toilet paper thing, guys. Buy the toilet paper.
Because I remember seeing that stuff. I'm like,
good
that's
idea.
Weird. Like, that's not happening here. And then so I didn't go to check on toilet paper until this week, and that's my oh shit moment. I was like,
literally,
what? Dude.
Oh
yeah, literally. That's that. I don't know. I can't get my head around buying 400 kilos of toilet paper because you know, like you're not going to shit yourself to death. It's not that kind of disease, man. So you don't.
I don't think it's dysentery.
Yeah, it's not. It's but interestingly enough, I went in on Wednesday. I just had to duck in and get a few groceries and whatnot after work, and I'm walking through where your meat section, where there's all the like trays of meat and all that sort of stuff, and there is next to nothing there. And I had that moment where I'm like, oh fuck, I should buy everything that is here just in case. So I got that momentary insight into like the psychology of a panic buyer. And then I'm like, no, that's don't be a dickhead, Luke. For once in your life, just step the fuck back. But dude, it's real. There's a real weird vibe everywhere at the moment, and I kind of get that, like going through the self-serve checkouts at Coles, and everyone's got a mask on, and I don't know, dude. It's what a time to be alive. It's fucking weird. Yeah. Maddie, what's your post-apocalypse story?
My post-apocalyptic story is I've realized that my life hasn't changed one single fucking bit. I'm still working from my office, doing my PhD, making YouTube videos.
For me, it hasn't changed.
I guess that's the one good thing about being a complete, content creator. You can just do this sort of stuff and insulate yourself and all that. I'm kind of torn because, like, I'm between this life and my working career, which is basically ultimately supporting the power industry. So I've got to keep going to work or the fucking lights go out, and that'll make this whole situation a hell of a lot worse. So I've got to keep doing it, but I don't want to be. I want to be at home with my family and making sure that it kind of, I don't want this shit. I don't want my family to get it, but I think that's where we're at. So I guess it's a case-by-case thing, and if you can stay indoors, wherever you're listening to this podcast now, as long as you're doing the responsible thing for you and the people around you, good job. And if you're going
I feel really bad for people that are in industries that are just getting slammed, like retail.
Nurses, man.
Restaurants.
Nurses and
so two sides to that. Health, obviously healthcare, putting in overtime and being on the front line, and then the industries that are, where you have to gather. Like, so for example, my mum is a wedding celebrant. The photographers that she works with are going out of business. The limousine companies are going out of business. The catering companies are going out of business. Basically, they work on such, I don't know, margin is not the right word, but they have weddings every weekend, right? And it costs a lot of money to do that. A lot of staff, a lot of things going through. And, people obviously cancel. My mum's doing a wedding today. And just yesterday they implemented was it no more than 20 fucking people or something in a room or inside, or?
Oh, the US has 10.
Sorry, Nan, you're staying at home. You're uninvited from the wedding.
Right. She had a wedding, right? People paying 100 guests, paying $130 a head, and they were coming internationally. Too late. Borders closed. Already paid.
Oh, that's chaos, dude.
I don't know. Like, it is to the point where for me, like it's something that I always try to come in with like a positive, or try to make a dumb joke. By a dumb joke, I just mean just like a not like an insulting joke, but just is there an epidemic coming on? But it sucks because you do see people, I saw two people that are hey, rest in peace to my friend that actually passed from corona. And I'm just like, what? Because they were my age, and now I'm just ugh, And like so like this is a little insight about me, and like this I'll say a little something too on the tail end of this. My wife is in the U.S. Navy, and she's stationed in Japan, Sasebo, Japan, and Japan took it way more serious than the U.S. did, like in January. And so like they just canceled school in January, right? And so back then I'm like, cancel school, like how was that? Like I was that guy, right? And now look at us, right? And so like, well, I didn't say that to her. I'm just like, I just like internal monologue, like, well, like how are they gonna? I was just like thinking like, well, like are they gonna have to continue the school year next year? Like like things like stupid things. Anyway, look where we are now. And anyway, and so like so she is out at sea right now, and like she doesn't know what's going on, and like so she knows that her mother, who's a school teacher, doesn't have school, and she's like hearing all this stuff about toilet paper, and she's like, is it really like that? I'm just like, yeah, so like yeah it is like that. And like they're like, don't leave the house, and like I was like, anyway.
Hey,
that is just my weird take of it.
everyone's staying inside. And what were you playing on stream today?
Animal Crossing.
Dude, fucking tell me. Look,
we're gonna do the thing where the Destiny podcast gets derailed by something that we're all incredibly excited about, but isn't a pandemic. So.
Yeah, we'll get to Destiny. You know, we'll get there. Be the person chatting. Destiny podcast starts at fucking 1 hour 45. Anyway, we got Blessious on playing Animal Crossing. What's the deal? Sell it to me. What do you do?
Right.
I don't even know. What's the hype about?
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna sell it to you in two ways. This is a two-way form. I'm gonna sell it to you as a millennial first, and if you're not a millennial, I'll sell it to you as a Destiny fan. Okay. As a millennial. All right. You're gonna live your dream of owning your own house in a village with a bunch of your friends.
I'm in. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. As a Destiny fan. Okay. So take out like just chores and replace the word with bounties. There's just no shooting. Just vibing, dude.
What about how would you sell it to a boomer? Like
a boomer?
A boomer.
Okay.
You're stuck inside. You're stuck inside because of coronavirus. This will help you pass
I
the time.
want to get my mom on Animal Crossing. I'm not even memeing. So I'm just like, all right. I don't know.
It's unsellable to boomers, which probably makes it good.
It's unsellable.
Does not compute.
So like, I don't know what. So you have a character who's an animal.
Wait, what?
Is your character an animal?
No, you are a human. Oh, so you don't know about Animal Crossing?
I know nothing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you create your own character, and it's a human, and you can customize everything about it.
Is this one of those weird like Hello Kitty things where it's not actually a cat?
No, it's not, dude. Don't make this weird, dude. This is Destiny.
But do you look like an animal?
No, you look like a human.
Okay.
Human.
And you can customize everything about it, and you can eventually get a beard.
Animals.
Your friend, okay, so your neighbors that you move into this island to,
yes, will
be animals, but they have personalities like humans, and like some might be dicks, some might be really sweethearts. Is
it randomized?
It's randomized.
Wow.
Well, each animal has like its own thing. So like I came across this animal, and I think like she's a llama or whatever. Her name is Pashmina. Shut up. Anyway, so like I love creepy shit. And like this game doesn't know I like creepy shit. And she's just starting talking about like, I like it in this island, but I think that there's ghosts. I'm like, you like ghosts too? And I'm like connecting to this like llama. Pashmina
the llama.
Come on, guys. Come on.
We're taking you seriously. I'm
taking you seriously. I watched 2 minutes of it while you were streaming before this started, and it was the most wholesome shit I've seen in my life. Before he got
there. I cried. I had a tear. I was like, I'm connecting to these characters.
It's too pure. It's
pure?
That's what you said. Yeah, this is too pure. Dude, it's Destiny, but without the guns and without Yeah, it's
So-
Destiny without the guns and shooting, but with the looting and like better characters. So like there's a character that was like, "Hey, I gave you that hat. It really means a lot to me that you wear it." And I'm like, "Dude, I'd rather have you than Zavala."
Indeed.
Indeed.
Could you imagine that if we had
Whether we
Zavala,
wanted it or not.
Zavala in the tower, like shaming you for not wearing the shelter in place armor? I gave you that armor like 3 years ago. I never see you wear it. Like,
Dude, first of all, that armor piece in D1 was like one of my favorite. The shoulder piece, the Zavala shoulder piece, that was so awesome.
big chunk, big
But,
chunk.
like, yeah.
So are other people online with you, or is it just you?
So no, it's your island, but you can just like say like, okay, here's my island code, right? And it's like how like kind of like how Pokemon Sword and Shield operates, where like you just give a 4-digit code and like you give it at the same time, and you guys go in.
All
you
right.
know?
Yeah,
And so like you can have up to 4 people, and like so like your island might have oranges, but my island has cherries. So like you could take a cherry back, plant it, make a cherry tree.
Oh wow. And horticulture as well. Matt's got coronavirus, by the way. He's just started coughing.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Rippy doo dah.
I feel like Danny would like that game.
I think it's got Danny written all over
It's
it, mate.
popular in the females demo.
Yeah.
The way you said that was like I've heard of these mythical creatures.
I've heard
It's popular with the females.
with the females.
And it, yeah. Laugh on, guys. Laugh on.
wow. Well, all right. Well, what we might do, we might dive into Destiny because an absolute shitload has happened since we last cast on Friday night last week. So I'm going to hit the sting. We're going to come back and we're going to talk all about trials and all that sort of stuff. I really don't know why we even do this thing. It's just kind of,
I
like
thought that was
thing.
a pee break, dude. I was about to bolt.
No, I mean, a Mylan Games pee break. Like, I've got to go right before we were about to start the podcast, maybe.
I should have gone when he went because I have the world's smallest
dude,
bladder. Like,
if you need to
you
go,
can ask
just
anyone
go.
that like comes to my stream. It's like about 36 minutes on a timer.
36? That's good. I mean, it'll do your back good.
If I'm drinking a beer, like
Yeah, that fucks me. I'm up every 20 minutes.
you
If
know,
you need
my
to go,
dad's
man,
to the point where like
when nature
I
calls.
offered him a beer, and he was like, "I gotta pee too much."
It's not worth the effort. All right, so so diving right into trials, we've all had a chance to play since we last went live. So I thought the logical place to start is to jump in. It's kicked off for its second week this morning, our time. So I think why don't we just all talk about our trials experience, starting with Matt, who's probably still angry about it from this morning.
Okay. The first time we went on trials. Wait, had I played before we had the podcast last time? No, we had the podcast Friday night, didn't we?
Yes.
I played on Saturday.
Yes.
Look, there is a clip. I need to find it actually of me just losing my shit at login. That's it.
You got very cranky.
I got very cranky. I've been told go left, go right. And I'm like, I gotta know what I'm doing. And then I died. And then, people are pretty good. I've been putting a lot of effort in, but obviously I can't catch up on 5 years of not playing Destiny PvP whatsoever. So I've got a little bit of catching up to do. I have enjoyed it. It is tough. I haven't gone flawless yet. I think the most we got was maybe 3 or 5 wins this morning. But I'm trying to get better. I don't mind that being like a big goal, and I don't mind if I don't get it either. Like I'm sort of setting it as a long-term goal to try go flawless and actually not just be carried and actually try to get better at PvP and learn some better strats and make better builds and all that kind of stuff. So there has been a lot of rage incidents for them.
I think a lot of people,
Screaming.
if they know you, they know nothing of you other than your YouTube channel. if they came into your stream at the wrong moment, they would get the fucking shock of their life. Because you just as a bloke go from 0 to 100 real quick anyway. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, no, that's the Mylan Games who records the what the fuck? He's screaming about something. But I don't know. I mean, I've had a good time with it so far, and I think the way that the reward structure is set up in that, you can get stuff whether you go flawless or not is a great incentive for people to jump in and sort of like, you've only got to string a few wins together and you get there, and it's not about not losing at all and all that sort of stuff. I got to 6 wins, no losses, and then lost 2 games straight and kind of spat it. And I'm like, that's me for the week. Fuck this. So I'm going to be back at it tonight. I kind of, it was a particularly busy week, and I was a little bit tired, and I'm blaming that, not my own incompetence.
Wait till you see the ricochets and hard light.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
In Anomaly, everyone's a fucking snooker expert. They've been calculating fucking angles to tell born.
It's there's too many flat surfaces in that map. Like that and Javelin 4 will be just batshit for that gun, and it is.
Honestly, you can get pinned down in a corner and they'd just be like,
just disco attack.
Yeah, disco attack. Yeah.
So like, this is gonna sound really weird. So like, my idea is like just go in with the mountaintop, because like it's not as precise as like a sniper, but like if someone's like just hard lighting you, like it's like the farthest shotgun you have in the game. And like there's a chance.
Yeah, you might at least drill them, because
trying to put sticky grenades down, you can just close things down.
Yeah. Mountaintop and hard light. I have so much hatred in my heart.
Yes, that is. So like people are like, mountaintop revoker. No, I need you to go out there. Anyone can do trials. Mountaintop, hard light. Go.
Honestly, I have
flawless.
There's a little part of my heart that's blackened from being killed in that.
I feel it's important that we, as the Destiny Down Under podcast, just distance ourselves from everything Bless just said.
Yes. Don't get that easy mountaintop win.
No, honestly, I think it's high stakes fucking PvP. Go in there and do whatever works for you, and fuck people who are going to complain.
That's what I agree with.
Like, that's always been the philosophy.
Last week, I did a lot of matches, probably like 300 tokens worth of matches.
Oof. Yeah, you're well ahead of us.
So that was flaws 3 times, but like I can't tell you how many losses. Like that. So like that's not a brag. That's more like I'm sorry. And but like I did it for more like because like I really like the armor, and like when I was in D1 before, like I was really like on YouTube and anything. Trials meant a lot to me, because to get to 5 wins, you get that armor piece back in D1,
Yeah.
And so like I was like, oh, that's the coolest armor in the game. Like, and so like it was armor before weapons, which was different than now, because now you get like a rocket launcher, or like now you get a shotgun first. And so I don't know, like for me, it just means a lot to get that armor. And like this week, it's kind of weird that you get arms and chest.
Oof.
That's weird for me.
Oof.
But I guess for like 7 wins, you get the auto rifle, and for 3 wins, you get a shotgun. That shotgun is a kinetic shotgun. That is nice.
Yeah,
I got a really bad roll. That is nice.
You mean to get a really good roll, or the roll is bad?
No, it's really bad roll,
but it's still a nice gun.
It's just like it's a nice kinetic shotgun.
Right.
I'm just telling you, like if you get a bad one, just look for the one nice thing and like try it out, especially on Anomaly. And so like I'm not a trial. Like the thing is like, oh man, I don't know. I have another rant. I'll let you guys go.
No, go. We love rants.
We love rants. That's why we're here.
So like for me, like one thing, like I love anything that benefits the Destiny community. And there's a lot of people benefiting, specifically the PvP crowd, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything has been PvE.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't mind like PvP people, which is primarily me. It's just, I'm not that hardcore in it. It's just like, I'm glad that they have like their thing. But the thing is like, I'm not the guy that can go double carry on PC. I'm not the guy that can carry on PC, even with the most amazing dude. Like we might get that one mercy roll game, And so like, I'm just like, it makes you like, okay, this is like really like weird. Makes you like wonder like, what do you do?
You mean you are having an existential crisis that's being brought on by
that is what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's like it's
Wait,
healthy.
when
It's
you
healthy
say,
in a
what
way.
do you do to like the PvP people? Like, what do you do with your life to the PvP guys? Or were you asking that to yourself?
No, that's what I was asking myself. Yeah.
All right. See, I did the opposite this morning. What do you do with yourself? How do you go read a fucking law book, okay? Educate yourself.
But I don't have that option, man. I have to go get the things for the YouTubes.
So
I gotta go use the restroom. I'm sorry. Real small bladder. I'm sorry.
I feel that. I absolutely feel that. In that, like, I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, when you're the jack of all trades, master of none, you kind of get into streaming trials and you're not good enough to carry, but you want to play, so you just play with your mates. That's what I do. That's how I get around it.
Yeah, no. I played with Adrian and Nick this morning. We had a lot of fun, to be honest. It was I had heaps of laughs and playing like shit, but you know.
What are you playing on? You changed, didn't you? You've changed.
What?
You're a hunter now. You've given up on Titans. Shame.
Yeah. That was a quick pee.
That was
the bathroom is literally in this room.
Right. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Good job on your
what
quick
class
wee.
do you play, Blessious?
There's two questions. I heard what class you play in something P.
Yeah, just ignore the P. That's just me being a fucker.
There's a toilet in the room. No, there's not a toilet in the room. It's literally just one step outside the room. And I did wash my hands. It was a quick wash though, because I'm on a podcast. I'm trying to be nice, but I was dying because I didn't use the restroom.
Aren't you meant to like wash your hands and sing happy birthday? That's how you know that you've done a good job. You just sung all of happy birthday. Do you have to do the like for he's a jolly good fellow at the end, or is it?
No, you do the Zavala quote, right? We've stepped into a wall.
Whether we wanted it or not, we stepped into the wall with Kabbalah Muzz. So let's get taken out the command one by one. Let's yeah. That's what I usually do, yeah.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
What class do I play? So if it was D1, year one, it'd be Hunter. But then I made a Titan. I fell in love with that. And that's why I mainly played in D1. And then in D2, I was like, oh, let's just change it up. And so since then, I've been playing mainly Warlock for anything story related. But I still keep the characters related, but I just don't touch anything story with them because, like, ugh.
It's too much. It's too much on three characters, man. It's too much.
It's too much. And, like, I'm so glad that, like, in, like, this season, it's just, like, you unlock the war mind on one character. Good. All right, well, like, that's it.
It's super annoying, like, because I've just started my hunter, and you know, some things are unlocked and some things are not unlocked. Even though my main character, like the moon, I can't just go to the moon whenever I want. Yeah, I've got a story mission I've got to play, even though I've done it.
I did all of those. That sucks. That sucks. That's the worst.
Why? I don't know why. You should be able to. I don't know. There should be an option like I've done this before and I don't need to replay it. Thank you, and then you just skip it.
Well, that's why I like this. Like I guess I called it Warmind, but whatever this season's called, Worthy. Yeah, and like that's why like it's just like, oh yeah, you got your stuff. You're fine.
It's kind of designed that way though now that you can grind things over three characters and sort of progress through the story quicker rather than. I mean, I'm lagging behind because I only play the one Titan really. So I kind of like that in a way that in there's no punishment. You don't have to do things three times if you want to play on three different characters. It's kind of you just advance it, and that it is what it is. So I think in that sense, it's a better design aesthetic, well, not aesthetic.
I think
but function.
That's like what like truly. Well, like I don't want to say like I'm burnt out, but like burns me out in Destiny is like the whole like 3 character grind. You know, like if like say like if this was like World of Warcraft and like this is like a brand new like update. You got one character to worry about, not like, okay, let's do the math. Like, pound your least favorite character, do your second least favorite character. Yeah. All right, now you're gonna do trials at 120 with all, like You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I made the decision like 2 years ago. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm not rolling through. And I didn't even have a hunter or a warlock fucking on PC D2 up until probably Shadowkeep. I think I made them just before that.
Really?
So I just didn't worry about it. And it's liberating, man. Just to let all the shit go. But I got my ass handed to me in Trolls.
If you were to ask me.
I used to have Xbox, PlayStation, and PC when I was really trying to get the things going. Right?
The stream. I understand the stream grind. I will understand the stream grind.
That shit was
But you have people to help you with that. It's still a pain in the butt, but like it's not.
Have you met my chat though, and how helpful they are?
Oh, wow.
I remember
the only thing they're really helpful for is fucking telling you you're wrong with the law.
Or that you're mispronouncing bandolier.
You know, Mylan Games once made a Fortnite video with me.
I remember that.
It was fun. It was before Fortnite was cool. It really was.
I remember getting offered a sponsorship for Fortnite and then saying, "Nah, not my game." Before it blew up.
Regrets.
I didn't know about that. That's kind of funny and also depressing. But,
but back in the day, before it was cool, we made a Fortnite video.
There you go. Is it still online? Can people find it?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. It's so I used to edit my videos way better back in the day. I'll admit that. Anytime I got closer to being more so Twitch, I get more burnout because like it's a time commitment thing.
Yeah,
like
Twitch
is
like a massive time commitment.
It's like it's a
time sink.
Yeah, it's like do you be like I don't know.
What is your typical week like? How many hours of streaming would you do, and what's your like division of like YouTube and Twitch?
I'm really so I'm in this weird predicament where like I used to think this might sound messed up, and I don't think my wife would mind me saying this.
Was that a bird that just hit your window?
Was that a bird that just hit your window?
Maybe the shit's finally hit the fan. No,
go have a look.
No, I didn't break the window. Whatever. There's dogs out there. They'll take care of it.
The bird.
No, I can see it. It's the broom that was up against the wall. It's just fallen.
Oh, it's a ghost.
It's definitely a ghost. It's definitely a ghost. I can't see any zombies, but thanks for looking out for me, Chatty.
Dude, is it Kashmir the alpaca?
Maybe. I mean, I didn't realize that the island that you created in Animal Crossing was actually Australia, but still.
Yeah, it's called Full Circle Reference. Guys.
There we go. That one was 40 minutes in the setup. Beautiful. Anyway, that's the podcast this week. See you next week.
So like my usual week is so like this is weird because like so when my wife was home she would always want me to work like 8 hours a day and just 8 hours, but I would always do like work while she's at work 8 hours and then work when she goes to sleep and like work from like like a 9 to like 2. That's what I would do when she was home. And so now that she is stationed in Japan, she's out to sea right now for 2 years. I have 2 years of solid grinding by myself. And so I moved in with my parents and they helped take care of my dogs during that time. And so I usually work. The best day would be like 9 a.m. to like a 5 a.m. Fart out a YouTube video, take care of like social media stuff, and then eat, and then 7 to like midnight to 2.
Wait, 9 a.m. in the morning and go to 5 a.m. the next day?
No, 5 p.m. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And then start again
at 7 p.m.
Jesus, dude. Have you considered just becoming a robot and becoming a
But like every day I can't precisely do that, but that's my goal. But that's what I'm trying to hit. And so like I might be like, that 7 might become like, like a 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's tough. It makes me anxious.
My
just
thing is
thinking about
like,
that. I get anxious just thinking about that.
well, my thing is like, there's a lot of people that have a lot harder than me, and I'm fortunate to do what I do. But my wife, she's in the Navy, and like, she's doing something that she probably does not want to do, and doing physical labor. And like, dude, if my big complaint is like, I don't want to play Destiny today, is it really a complaint? Is
Yeah,
it really a complaint?
When you put it in perspective like that, it's a different fucking thing, isn't it? I mean, ultimately living the dream, dude.
And like, I will say this, like, I think I don't know. Like, I think, like I'm fortunate enough. Like, I might not be the biggest content creator, but maybe like hopefully I'm taking like, someone's distraction away from like their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Especially now with the way the world's going, and that's like I was umming and ahhing this week about whether we do the podcast at all, just because it's literally shit hitting the fan, fucking everywhere. But I thought, look, while we're fucking healthy, we'll just push on with it because it's one of those things that's normalcy, and someone somewhere is stuck doing a job that they don't want to do right now, and maybe they listen to the podcast and it helps them get through their shit day. So if that's your situation and you have to be working through what's a really weird fucking time for the whole world, and this helps you in any way, fucking unreal. And we intend to keep doing it for exactly that reason. But dude, I don't know how you can grind like that, man. I get burnt out playing Destiny 3 nights a week.
Well, the idea isn't to always play Destiny. So like, please don't think it's always Destiny. And like, I think like when I do that, I do think like, oh, Destiny. Like when I like if I play like Pokemon Sword and Shield and the word Destiny comes up, I'm like, why can't I escape it? Like, like. I'm sure anytime you see a movie, you might think the same, Mylan. But like,
yeah, I do.
But like, I do love Destiny, but like the thing is like my thing is like, like if I could like do a little bit more than Destiny, like a cool new game comes out, like Doom or like Animal Crossing. I think like as a Destiny person, like why just pigeonhole yourself to like I only play Destiny? And I understand like if it's financial reasons, and like I understand, but like when I was in radio, I was a big video game nerd, huge. And like when like I didn't have much, like I got paid like when I first started $20,000 US, and then that went to me eventually being like 21 and like ordering Halo freaking Reach collector's editions and like all these collectors. Granted, I only had one bill at the time, but like that was my hobby, and so like I don't know, I'm kind of weird about that. I know not everyone's like that. But I don't know. Video games were always my escape.
We've always spoken about this. I mean, like it's sort of like a secret club for content creators being like, I'm trying to branch out. But no one.
I think every content creator like that.
Hey, at least you're not just Destiny lore. I'm well into that dark room, man. I'm well made.
You're gonna inch punch your way out of the fucking coffin like in fucking Kill Bill. That's how fucking deep in it you are.
Can I say something? Like that's why I like Twitch, and like so like there's this like the changing moment 2 years ago where like I was like hardcore YouTube, and like I got invited to the St. Jude Summit, which is like the summit in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah. And they just had a bunch of Twitch content creators and no YouTubers. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I feel out of place. And like I just got more like involved with like Twitch culture and everything. And I was like, well, maybe I should stream more. And like they're like, hey man, like if you stream a different game, it's not gonna hurt your channel that much. I'm like, whatever. And it doesn't kill your channel if you stream something else, man.
Yeah,
I think it depends on who you are and what you do.
It depends on who you are, but I'm sure if Mylan Games over here plays, Ori and the Blind Wisps, a game that probably has a lot of lore into it.
That's also my I have very extremes in personality, so obviously I get all my lore stuff out in Destiny, and then
like I'm not saying like you do it for lore, but like I just made that
you're like read me the lore. Can I just fucking play the game?
I get that. Okay.
I have to read everything to you.
Yeah, I guess that.
Matt is an angry man.
He is, and
No,
no one knows it.
But look, we're not complaining about this whatsoever. Like, I love that I have a very passionate community about law. I love that I can put up a law video and still have tens of thousands of people watch it, you know, for a game that's 5 years old, because, you know, that's given me lots of opportunities to try other stuff and do other things. And like that's my greatest benefit of my channel. The strength is also the greatest weakness too. It's like having that super fans is awesome because they're always there to watch your content. But the back of my mind's also like, what happens when they stop making Destiny lore?
Just start making it up, Matt. Just make up your own shit.
That's what I think is like what happens when they stop making Destiny. So I think we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
I mean, right at the moment, like with a global pandemic, what happens when they start making anything? That's kind of.
Hey, do you think ad revenue on that's going to tank as well, Bless?
I've been seeing lower already, and that's just US.
You've seen it low already.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I imagine there'll be less advertising just because.
Well, there's less money.
But then,
businesses have less money to spend on advertising.
I don't know if you've seen this, but like in the US, just like if you mention coronavirus, your video's gone.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that people were getting I heard people were getting demonetized. Yeah.
Why?
I haven't been demonetized in like a year and a half.
Neither have I. Ages.
I've been demonetized in every video I've ever put out. It's because they're all other people's songs. But yeah, I mean, kind of go into that knowing that, and that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be an interesting time for, you know, I mean, Twitch in one perspective, but like content creators and stuff on the whole, because we're kind of in this weird sort of enforced shutdown. People are housebound, and Twitch goes from being like a little social thing that, you know, was our thing to it can kind of be this an actual hub of interactivity that people can engage with people without having to leave the house. Like it kind of, you know, like I don't mean to overstate the importance of Twitch, because I don't think it's ever going to be like a crucial thing in everyone's life, but there is definite capacity there to like for people to get social interaction without having to leave the house. So I don't know.
Like
it'd be interesting to see if sort of like the global viewership of it actually goes up because of all this sort of stuff. I think people are, you know, the more time people have spent shut in, the more they're going to be looking at options for an outlet.
People can definitely have Twitch on now in the background while they work from home and that kind of thing, which, you know, you don't necessarily have that opportunity if you, depending on your job, but I imagine you probably see a little bit of a bump with people just putting streams on in the background while they do housework or work from home. Or, I mean, we've seen people announcing that they're just doing live streams just to talk to people, really. So,
yeah,
on Twitter, I've
like
seen
there's like weird,
people.
like, you know, like B-list, you know, like, you know, like internet celebrities doing like weird, like ham streaming from like, you know, Periscope or Instagram and everything, and like there's thousands of views. I know for me, like this week, I really just haven't. Well, I think like Tuesday I played Destiny, but like it was alarming for me when I had normal numbers playing Doom.
Yeah, right.
And almost Animal Crossing. I was like,
dude, your Animal Crossing was popping this afternoon.
Well, that's because Datto hosted me, and so like I felt, yeah. So like I was like. Before that, I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good for Animal Crossing." Like because like what's anti-Destiny? Chores.
No, Destiny is chores.
Exactly. That was my meaning. Destiny is Animal Crossing without the shooting, but it's more peaceful. If you have anxiety, look at Animal Crossing. I have bad anxiety, and it made me feel really whole. It came like I cried a little bit.
I'm gonna have to get this game, man. Maybe I need to do this between PvP matches.
I could feel myself softening, like as a human, just in the few minutes I spent in Bless's stream. Like just.
Well, you also probably saw me cry a little bit too.
I think I did, and you know what?
Yeah,
very pure,
with
very touching
because
moment.
she likes ghosts. I like ghosts.
It's beautiful. So, yeah,
and I was like, I thought Isabel was my favorite character, but now I need a Pashmina shirt. Is that another ghost?
Yeah, it was another ghost. The house is haunted.
More of a ghoul.
Yeah, it was the little ogre. She's, I don't know, God knows what's going on out there. I'm just going to stay in my room and hide. All right, bring it back to Destiny. We've got Iron and Banner coming up this weekend.
What are we talking about?
It doesn't matter. These episodes are my favorite episodes.
Next Tuesday, Moon opens. It took 2 weeks for new content. Well, technically a week for new content, I guess.
Well, it's for the next bunker.
Bunker, yeah.
I've still only been in the first one. I know that's embarrassing. Isn't there another one?
No, that's the only one.
Oh, right. I only host a podcast on this shit. Keeping up to date.
Like, is that so? Like, what I'm trying to say is, isn't that weird? Like, they're gonna take like 2 weeks for each bunker.
I get the feeling now. I get the feeling now that a lot of it is about stretching the content over the time frame. You know, and I think ultimately they're going to move away from that because it's starting to fucking really burn people out. You know, people are like I love Destiny, but even I, who play relatively casual hours, kind of get to the point where I'm like, it's just doing fucking bounties again. Like, that's
obelisk.
it. It's all it is. And it's just obelisks again.
That third mission or whatever it was with Rasputin, that was just like, level up Rasputin now to level 2 or whatever his faction. It took forever.
Dude,
I feel like they need to at least have, and you know, like this season kicked off with a cool cinematic, right? Like it was kind of like, yeah, this is rad, you know, like Zavala's out there doing shit, and here's Anna, and you know, they're sending the almighty, and then that was kind of like
actress.
Yeah, that was weird. She got like fucking the Dinklebot treatment. No one saw that coming, but but then it kind of just went, oh, and here's an obelisk again, but it's down a hole this time, and it's Rasputin, and now it's just kind of that. So, like,
what do you do though?
I
don't know what the solution is.
I don't know.
Blessious has got the answer.
There it is.
Okay,
he's gonna fix it. I can tell.
Have this weird, like not theory, but I will say this: people complain. Okay, so this is not me defending Bungie. But people complain about the last season of Dawn, like, hey, this is the December update, and like here you have just like limited stuff. You have like this like arena kind of thing, and just like a vague story of Saint 14, and like these weapons that are on a roadmap, and that's basically it. You know. Like besides like, you know, like the whole like 2 community events and one that was a little bit more dramatic than the other, you know, and then that was basically it. And so my theory, what I said to that was, if you look back to Destiny 1 Year 1, it was you get an engram for Christmas. That's it. Destiny 1 Year 2 was you get SRL and you get to pay for emotes and SRL armor. Year 3, I think you get to make cookies. I can't remember year 3, but it wasn't too much more. I think you got like cool Christmas armor, but you had to pay for it forever. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the most you got for Christmas. I was like, well, this is Bungie on vacation, because like if you're Luke Smith, you're going to be taking Christmas off. If you're underling dude, not trying to be a dick, but like if you're underling dude, you're going to be taking, you know, January 25th off, you know, like for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Like that week. And so I was like, well, that's a lot of content that they had for like not having anyone in the studio. But like this season was like my season of like, they have no excuses. And like,
and it kind of really, like, it really fell short. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do, and I'm with you, and I agree. And I think that like the thing that we're seeing now is that maybe we need to, as a community or as an audience for a game, and I know that no one really wants to do this, and everyone wants to just be able to play Destiny forever and not fucking do anything else, because this is the one thing I worry about and the one thing I do. But maybe we need to just realize that the expectation that we will constantly have new and exciting things to do in a game reinvented every 3 months so that we never ever get bored just isn't fucking real. It's just not there. It's just not possible. It's just too much fucking work for one company, and that's that. Like,
I don't know, man. I sort of they have to be working on it. I reckon that they I don't know. I get the impression not the whole team is working on like that. They must be working on other assets with whatever they started with that other company.
Like, especially for
NetEase
this
and-
one.
Like
So,
they're so huge. It just looks a little bit scarce, this release. And I'm just thinking that, if you're in their position, how long does that make a game? 5 years? 3 to 5 years?
They are stretching out that Destiny.
Like
Yeah,
they have to be working on other projects. And I just wonder how much of their workforce is working on something else.
So like there is like those
know.
articles that came up that, hey, we're looking for like these people for like this new game. It's that the game that NetEase put money into for
Yeah.
Bungie. If you don't know, NetEase is the Chinese company that
Yeah.
also is like the power behind Diablo Mobile. Bum bum. That's like you put the
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, hang on, I can do this.
but like that is that company, and they dump money into a Bungie like 100 million or something, like
yeah,
a
they
crazy
bought in
amount.
big. They bought in big. Yeah.
And they're making a FPS, or they're making something, and you don't know if it's mobile or whatever, but Bungie's working on that. And if you look at Sarah Daniels' fiance, Christopher Sabat, his title is game director unannounced or something like that. I don't know.
All right.
Barry, right. There you go. Pester him.
Hot goss.
Oh God, I have
And
not
so-
paid attention.
All I
There
hope
you
is
go.
there is a big fat law book and whatever they make.
All I'm saying is like, I don't know, man. Like the thing is like I don't know. Like what would be really cool for me for this season is like we only just know half of it, and so like yeah, we found out that we have to go through the Viridian Forest again, right? That's like what, like the fourth time, but maybe halfway through it they surprise us with something new.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I think it's kind of cool. Like I can see the philosophy that they've taken to this, where they're coming back and sort of like retreating the areas that came out with the first DLCs released that were kind of panned. Like, like last season was a revisit of Osiris and all that sort of stuff. So we're back on Mercury, blah blah blah. This season is basically righting the wrongs of Warmind, but it's I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of empty. Like, if you look at this season without Trials, like Trials is a thing that is all its own. It's not going anywhere. If this season comes out not concurrent to Trials, there's a fucking riot, right? Like,
Trials
people would be losing their fucking shit. So, I don't know. Having said that,
I'm happy for the Trials guys.
yeah,
But
I think it's an
like,
important part of the
besides
community,
the
man.
Trials guys, like
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what the solution is. It feels a little bit. I mean, even like the law stuff, it's like 50% less from previous season, regards to just amount of law tabs and law books and stuff.
could I ask you a question? Like,
Of course.
okay, so like in my mind, I was like wrestling with myself. Like I was like, well, okay, everyone had like a PvE season. Why can't there be a PvP season? And I was like, and like I wrestled with myself. I'm like, well, isn't that like selfish? Because like, technically sandbox updates are kind of PvP, but like not really, because there's no incentive to play PvP, So I'm like wrestling with this. But like, would it be that hard? Okay, I have to refrain myself a little bit. But like this season, I don't think would have been that bad with something more PvE.
Yeah.
Anything. Like
Yeah.
you could have literally copy pasted Prison of Elders. You could have copy pasted.
Mm.
I know it's
think
not
it-
as simple as copy paste.
I know. I feel like the public events are actually pretty cool, but I just feel like
Yes.
people were not playing them basically. just
Once you
doing
get past
bounties.
1,000, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
other than to just do something a little bit different for a little while, there's really not much. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's
the fucking
that week.
calling in a robot is as cool
It's
as
dope.
fuck. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But
and
imagine-
having the Valkyrie spears come back and
But imagine if they
And the
were in
Super
every
Valkyries.
fucking every strike, right? Like, imagine you could call in 4 fucking robots to help you
That
take
would be
down
cool.
a boss in a strike. And the strikes are really
That's a
hard.
great idea.
You know, like it doesn't.
And you could speed run with Valkyries and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think that for a long time, Destiny has had this, and especially in this seasonal model, like the current one, not Drifter and all that sort of stuff. This sort of new season model since Shadowkeep has had this kind of like, oh, we need the thing for this season, right? Like, oh, it's the sundial, and it's, you know, it's the whatever the other fucking thing was, the Vex thing that was underwhelming, right? Here's this completely bespoke thing that would have taken a shitload of design hours to make, right? And it comes and it goes, and it's kind of wasted. If they just add those things to the game, and I understand that there's size constraints too, bring them back, leave them there, but then figure out ways not to reinvent them every season, but to change them significantly, like adding fucking robots into strikes and all that sort of shit that reinvigorates them somewhat. Then, you know, like we're always going to get those people who'd be like, oh, pay for the same fucking content.
You know, that would have spiced up all the extra bounties you had to do, like that weren't related to the public event and didn't really relate to the story. It was like, go make orbs or whatever. If they were like, Rasputin's going to help you clear out all these strikes, it's going to help you clear out all these enemies, you're preparing for the Almighty, summon robots by his side, you're going to have co-op AI in every strike. I'll be playing that. That's cool.
Dude, what's the second most popular sniper? Beloved. And what was the thing that had the key or for Fourth Horseman? A Callous Spy. So why couldn't you have made something that was like Rasputin-esque in the menagerie where you could have got a Beloved?
It's dude, menagerie is still the best place for weapons like that we've got.
Like
right?
if you want a Beloved, the second best sniper, it might not one-shot supers, but still good.
I mean, Dust Rock's not as good as it was, but you could farm that there. You can get a fucking Waken Vigil, which is an unreal hand cannon. You know, you can go in and like it's because it's a tangible farm, right? Like you can go in there and know what you're gonna get out of it.
Menagerie, like why would you ever do like the Shadowkeep thing? I can't even rename. Then the Menagerie.
Yeah, it's still, it was like the Menagerie light, and you couldn't really steer what you want. But I don't know. I reckon that for my layman's take, who has no fucking idea about the constraints of development or whatsoever, from the outside looking in, I think finding ways to significantly modify existing content in interesting ways like that, like fucking, I would love to play Brachion. I would love to fight Brachion without actually having to shoot Brachion because I ran around and called in a heap of robots that turned around and blew the fuck out of him instead of actually just shooting his face off. I feel like that would be fun, at least once, rather than the nuts that Brachion has been fun this season.
I just have to bring up a great comment in the chat because I think it's quite important. Why Log look like a starter Pokemon and the evolutions are mapped and blessed? My beard's a bit shorter. You go from starter Pokemon to a bit more beard, then your final evolution's Blessious.
Am I Charizard?
Yeah, but yeah.
Am I shiny?
You're shiny.
With my small bladder?
You are shiny. You are shiny.
Does that give me time to roll this from real quick?
Blessious used leak.
Oh, it needs to go again.
That man has an incredibly small bladder. That is a zinging call. I will gladly be the starter Pokemon to whatever the fuck this is. Destiny conspiracy theory
I'm upset
hour.
because the middle Pokemon's always the worst. It's like the starter looks great, middle has less effort, and then the final evolution's the best. So you know, get that. Yeah. What were we talking about?
You know, I knew this coming into this episode. It was going to be a bit like all over the shop because there's so much going on in everyone's life. It's fucking crazy at the moment. So I kind of knew that we'd get to this point where it was like, whoa, we're going down the rabbit hole. Couldn't think of a more perfect person to have on than Bless for that. Just to be able to sit and just shoot the shit. So fucking
whether we wanted it or not.
Are you guys looking forward to Iron Banner? Do you even care? Like,
Yes, I'm actually going to give it a crack.
Yeah.
Is Artifact enabled or not enabled?
Artifact is disabled, but the power level of your armor is enabled. It's the same as Trials. Can I just also commend you
if you're
on
110, it'll
saying
be 1,000.
on the meta joke of saying that you were going to give it a crack at the exact moment that your voice cracked. That was the most impressive thing I've seen in weeks.
Great.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to Banner because, like, for me, it's always been like I think most of my really good gear drops have come from Banner, right?
Yeah.
Like the stuff that I've kept for a long period of time, and you know, like with the way that we're sort of going to roll through armor now, I need to do that again, but. I can't sit here and pretend like I'm super excited about it either. Like it's the same armor stuff from a while ago, so it's the more samurai.
Yeah,
looking
but I
shit.
haven't
It's
played
cool.
Iron Banner in like 5 years, so it's all fresh.
Yeah.
content.
So that
I will say that.
hey,
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is like people have, and like no disrespect to you, but like that is old gear, dude. And like how disrespectful is it meant to have something new? Like, dude, like okay. At least hear me out. Oh, at least hear me out. At
We're gonna
least
hear you out,
re-import
of course.
D1 armor.
Do a what?
Like D1. Okay, like okay.
Give
Instead,
it.
okay, just like instead of D2 year one armor, why not D1 year one armor?
Yeah, like
You
the
know what
one
I
with
Hog me.
the
I haven't
Titan,
got that in D2.
the Titan
know what I
bucket
want?
hat.
I want the Age of Triumph original
Oh,
Vogue shit,
dude,
and
that was
the
fucking
Crota
incredible.
one, and the
See,
I
you're
still reckon-
getting too angsty. You're getting too angsty. Yeah, that's for the small like small things that are just like copy paste. That's what we did with trials, dude.
we got him.
we got that original gear back. The cat hat.
Originally, we're like, give us
Yes,
trials.
yes,
A bunch
are
like, no, we
small.
want to make something better. Give us trials. We want to make something better. Give us trials. Fine, here, have it. Nothing's changed.
Dude, okay, can I say something about that trial shit? Do you remember when they canceled Trials of 9 and then like months and months and months later when there's like a rumble it might come back and they're like, hey, we're going to tell you nothing's coming back. We want to make sure when it comes back it's something new and reinvigorated. Dude, that is some copy paste shit. And
I mean,
you know it.
But the other thing that at least, and I know, hear me out. I know that's a direct quote from you from 10 seconds ago, but at least maybe they went in and went, this was just a fucking good idea. We don't need to change it for the sake of changing it. We should have just not fucked with it to begin with. Let's just stand on the shoulders of giants, embrace a good idea for what it is, and just give it fucking back to people. It's like, admittedly, there is with the different passages and like tying in the flawless triumph and all that sort of stuff. There is additional stuff that's come along with it. It's not just D1 trials again, but
Yeah.
I think that that's
D1
what people
trials
wanted, right?
in D2 sandbox.
More or less. Just trials are fucking hard, like. I'm trying to talk the game up. Doing my best. All right, what we might do is jump into taking any questions that anyone in chat's got. So if you've got anything, fire up now. Hit us with it, and we'll do our best to answer it. And if, you know, like, please not medical questions like last week. Matt and I are not equipped to inform you about how to treat your coronavirus, but we will do just about anything else for the right
I
price.
like
but
anything about Pokemon.
That literally just happened to me on stream. Like someone's having an emergency. I'm like, dude, you call an ambulance. And they're like, I can't afford one. This is my best chance of getting medical assistance. I'm like,
What? On your stream this morning?
yeah.
Dude, that's scary. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how I want to handle that.
That can't be real.
mean,
Mylan
it wasn't-
Games is no one's best chance at medical assistance ever. I can guarantee.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was super urgent, but it's like my vision's blurry and I blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, mate, you need to sit down or lay down. And then if it persists, you need to get help.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd handle
Maybe I
that.
feel a bit sad. Yeah.
That's you've taken the wind out of the sails of the podcast
Sorry
a little
about
bit. I hope that person's okay wherever you are.
Yeah, same.
If you okay, let us know, please. All right, jumping into a question. Swampy asks, if a seagull stole your chip, would you punch on with it?
What does that mean?
You know, like
Well-
hot chips? Hot chips?
What
like
does punch
fries?
on with it mean?
Fight it. Like,
Oh, no.
you wouldn't, you'd
Punch
be like,
on.
I don't think I would either. I think I'd just
You don't say that? Punch on?
punch on. That's the Australian
I
for
don't say punch on.
fighting.
Yeah, punch on. Well, do you remember that guy that punched a kangaroo?
Yeah, everyone remembers that. How could you
I
like?
don't.
It was.
Tell me you've seen that.
Oh, I'm going to tweet it at Bless after the podcast. He needs to see
Please,
it. It's
please.
sort of like simultaneously the most Australian and the most embarrassing Australian thing that has ever happened. Because the guy in a flannelette, like a plaid shirt, just punching a kangaroo in the head because the kangaroo is trying to kill his dog. And he just, boom, big fucking, and the kangaroo just kind of goes like, and then walks off.
Is flannel like Australian?
Yeah, like I don't know. I mean,
I thought it was Canadian.
Well, they're part of the colonies. So
yeah. Fellow colonialists, whatever the fuck term is. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like.
Look, you feel insulted now because you know that you always wear flannel, and now you're like, "Am I Australian?"
Yeah, I'm fucking just give me Five Guys. I'm gonna go and cry in the corner over here.
You guys have Five Guys?
No.
Oh.
He said, "Give me 5," as in give me 5 minutes.
Oh.
Not give me 5 guys.
Five Guys, burgers and fries. We're aware of it. We've seen everyone's seen
No,
this.
if you say give me 5 guys in Australian, that means something way different.
Just like when you joined the call earlier and you went, "How are you guys going down under?" And we're like, "Well, that's 2 questions in one. One you may want to know the answer to. The other you definitely don't." So. All right. What's one video game you can play multiple times that never gets old? Asks Broseph Sloan. I don't know. I mean, it's a question. Feel free to answer it.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Maddie, what do you got?
I'm thinking, what do I always go back to?
What are your comfy slippers video game?
Well, do you know what I recently found again? Age of Empires 2.
Yeah.
Like that'll bring back a fair bit of nostalgia.
For me,
but then you realize that it's like Trials of Osiris, where you have people that have been playing this game for the last 20 years, and they're just like,
and you just get ripped.
I just want to build a big army and have a big fight, and they're like sending fucking archers over your way. Like, mate, calm down.
They're just zergling rushing you. That's like me with StarCraft, man. I love that shit back in the day, but fuck, I'm crap at it now. Like, I think I last played it like 3 years ago, and I just got absolutely fleeced. Like, I don't know how people do that shit that quick. It's insane. For mine, I think a game that never gets old for me, not necessarily one specific game, but like the Total War games, I always find myself back in them at some point. And then I get really into them. And then I sort of start realizing that basically the Total War games are low-level accountancy and not actually a game. And then I kind of go, I'm going to go back to Destiny and shoot things because that's really where I'm at. So it's a vicious cycle, but if you've never played one, I'd absolutely recommend checking it out. It's good fun, and it'll literally.
Animal Crossing, man.
I think I do. I really feel like I do. I need the wholesome shit in my life. I need.
Am I breaking the rules if me and Danny go to the shops to get Animal Crossing today?
No,
bro. Like what rule? Like, dude.
The
social distancing.
Well, I mean, as long as you stand 10 feet from the counter,
do you not have a
throw
Switch?
your money at people.
Yeah, I've got a Switch. Oh wait, I can just download it.
Yeah, of course. You can download any game, dude.
Okay, hold on. But
It's
don't
fucking
hold
2020, Matthew, for fuck's sake.
Hold on.
You don't need to go to a GameStop. Just download it.
You don't need to interact with people. Yuck.
But don't you like to have the cartridge for Switch?
No! You like to have it on your Switch.
I think that was conclusive. You've been doing it wrong, Matt. You've been doing it fucking wrong.
I like how aggressive. No! Go play Animal Crossing. You're a bit pumped up, Lex. You need to calm down.
He did warn me. This Savo. He's like, it's going to be like 11 p.m. for me. I'm going to be feisty.
I'm feisty.
Bring it. It's fine. So it's good. It's good.
Download it, dude. If you need me to buy it for you, I'll buy it for you. God.
Help out an impoverished Australian law tuber by buying him Animal Crossing over the internet. What a time to be alive. Fuck.
Dude, just $60. Calm down.
Yeah, you better get it now because like the Australian dollar's in free fall. It'll be $4 million by the end of next week.
Yeah, true.
Dude. Which is good. I mean, I suppose if you're an Australian Twitch streamer, then your payouts just doubled. Thanks, exchange rates. Yep. All right, what else have we got floating around?
Just memeing. I'm just joking. Please don't hate me.
Is Log going to buy the Fourth Horseman Memorial Flano from Bungie? And if so, will he remove the sleeves? If I do purchase it, I will 100% remove the sleeves. But for me, it looks a bit like line dancing rather than like the traditional red and black lumberjack bullshit that I normally associate myself with. So it's probably a little bit too dressed up. It's probably a little bit too snazzy.
It's a dressed up flannel, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a nice flannel.
I might buy it and not take the sleeves off it and then be like, wait.
I don't know. It's too.
This is me good shirt
for me.
This is me good flannel.
This is me good shirt and wear it to every wedding that I go to for the rest of my fucking mortal life. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. All right. What else have we got? I can't believe that you didn't know you could just buy things on the internet, Matt. What are you doing?
I'm in a habit of purchasing the hard copies of.
Yeah, I get you. But you don't know how nice it is on the Switch. Like, oh, I don't have to switch this cartridge. That is small, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it is this small. And did you ever lick one?
No.
What?
It's on my to-do list.
What?
If you lick a Switch cartridge, it tastes like ass.
Log, you know this.
What?
Yeah,
you know this. Because they were so small, they didn't want kids choking on them, so they made them just to have this coating.
No, it's disgusting.
Is this fucking?
I'll do it now.
I don't believe this.
I'll do it now. I'll do it now.
They have this really foul cut.
I'll do it now. Hold on.
Oh god, we can't. Your camera's moved.
Oops. Oopie doop. Boop boop doop.
This is the content you all came here for.
Hold on.
You want to watch Bless lick a Switch cartridge.
Freaking bring it back. This is coming out of my Switch, man.
Fresh out the Switch.
How many times can you lick it before it loses its?
I don't know. I've never licked the Super Smash Bros. Controller. So this is a real one. This is how big it is.
You could choke on that. I'm worried.
Yeah, that's why.
Exactly. That's why they do it. All right. Oh my god, that's fucking foul.
Wait, are you meant to lick the other side or is it both sides? Just test the other side.
It's getting worse.
Matt, you need to go and find a Switch cartridge
This is
immediately.
why you buy digital, dude.
Matt,
Go buy
go and
Animal
do it.
Crossing digital. You don't need to go to GameStop. This is shit.
Do you want me to go get one?
Yeah. The people need this. This is to bring people joy amidst a global pandemic. Oh, do you ever get the feeling that like maybe your podcast has just gone full Fonzie and jumped the shark?
Oh, podcast.
Because I do. Oh, bless. What the fuck, man? So that's okay. So seriously, they've made them taste awful. So that all right. What have you got?
It's Breath of the Wild, I think.
What's Matt's flavor of choice?
Zelda, the Link's Awakening.
Link the back, not the front.
Not the front.
No, don't lick the ink. Lick the back, but not the.
Yeah, but like the back of the plastic,
the top, like the black part.
If I vomit on stream, I'm fucking.
It is vomit worthy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, it's quite. I feel like this one's not very strong. Oh, now it's kicking in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right in the back of my throat. Sort of sits there.
Yeah, it stays there. Yeah.
Oh, it's making me all slobbery.
Oh my god.
Very glad you do that.
I feel like if they were like fresher, like they'd be stronger.
See, you
Possibly.
need to
mine
go
was
out
Super
now.
Smash Bros. That came from 2018.
A good vintage.
It was vintage.
A good vintage, yes. 2018, yes. Oh my God. Look, I think I'm going to spare everyone's sanity and we're going to wrap up the podcast. But before we do, we've got something pretty important to announce that we've kind of had in the fire for a little while. So, we, going forward over the next few weeks, will be introducing you to some products from the company that you're probably familiar with and you'll see on our overlay right now, Steel Series. So the Steel Series guys in Australia have been incredibly supportive of the Aussie Destiny community. They gave Tamsin and Fami a heap of shit to give away when we did the bushfire appeal. They've been long-time supporters of ours and friends. So we're going to work with them, and basically the deal is we're going to be reviewing an item over an episode over the next few weeks, and then at the end of it, we're going to basically give it away to someone who's out being a good guardian in the community. So we'll be looking to kind of finalize a few things around that over the next week or so, but that's the deal. So if you want to score yourself some cool shit, just be cool. That's it. Just be good to other people and fucking help people out. That's all. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. It's been a little bit of work to sort of iron out the nuts and bolts of it all, but we and Dean from Steel Series felt that it was important for us as a podcast to kind of be able to focus on giving back something positive to the Destiny community at large. So pretty stoked to be able to do that and have them on board with us and help them sort of engage with our community in what we think will be a pretty positive way. So really looking forward to doing that. And I'm sorry for teasing everyone about it for literally a fucking month. That was pretty nasty on my part. But I honestly thought that every time I said next week we've got a big announcement, that we'd actually be making it, not announcing that there would be another announcement subsequent to the announcement. So it's all good. I feel like I probably should have got that out before we started licking Switch cartridges, but, you know, these things happen. But, hey, fucking hell. Fucking, what is this podcast? What has it become?
It's still in the back of my throat.
It's pretty bad. It's still.
I'm going to have to get my hands on a Switch cartridge for next week.
We got to talk about a bunch of, we're going to talk about products specifically, but I've been trying. The reason why I moved all my room around is, firstly, I had my Xbox, my PlayStation, and my PC all plugged in still. So I had HDMI switches. I had additional power for all those things. I had fucking internet splitters too to have wide connection for the Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and then was very lucky to get a keyboard from Steel Series and a new mouse. So this is the time I'm going to clear off all the shit off my desk, rearrange my office, make it all nice and nice looking. And man, this gear
it's good shit, man.
nice.
I'm actually
it's the nicest gear that I've had. That's for sure. And I had some pretty decent stuff before. So when we get to reviewing some of this stuff, we'll let you know. But keyboard's nice. Mouse is nice. Headphones. Okay, let me just tell you about this. I'm sure we'll get this later.
Matt's gone into fucking full.
This
They're unreal,
bro,
dude.
I was impressed with this. This has 2 channels built into it, right? So I was streaming and I had Discord going through one channel and I had the game going through another channel.
Yeah.
And so people couldn't hear my Discord chat because they were going through like the Fire Team chat and my headset, and the game audio was actually going through here, which was in OBS.
Beautiful.
And I thought that was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So I have to listen to your shit.
I won't.
Because
I don't even know how to do that stuff. So
it's black magic. That's what it is. It's arcane art that Matt's managed to stumble on. Which if Matt can do it, anyone can, because he's
I did so literally like when you select your output in Discord, there's like Arctic 7 game and there's Arctic 7 chat. And if you put it through chat and your OBS is only set to output Arctic 7 game, it won't pick it up, but you'll still hear it through your headset.
Beautiful. I like that. I like that. It's a pretty cool little quality of life thing. Yeah. I know I have not had mine connected to my computer yet. I've had it at work for for fucking conference calls because everyone's working remotely, and it's fucking pretty good for that too. So it definitely manages that. The mic and it's fucking unreal. So yeah, there you go. It's the Arctis 7. Go and have a look if you're looking at that. You'll also find a link down below our stream, which basically puts you through to PCK's gear, which if you're in Australia is absolutely the place to go to get this stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
so jump in and grab that. But we're really looking forward to actually being able to look at things that we're going to ultimately give out to you guys. That's really what it's all about for us.
Yeah.
And super stoked to be able to team up with Dean and the boys at Steel Series. Unreal.
Very
Cool.
nice.
Very nice. All right. Well, we might wrap it up there, but round of applause and thank you, Bless, for coming on. It was kind of short notice because we were still up in the air about whether we were going to do it at all.
It was the day of. I messaged Blair, but you got to come on this Friday. Like
I woke up to that message. Like,
do you
7
mean
minutes.
today?
I was like, do you mean today? Because you're like Friday this day. I'm like, do you mean today? I was like, next week? Because I literally just woke up to that message. Yeah.
It was
Well, no, I know it's late for you. Thank you for coming on, man. I
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
champion.
Oh, dude, it's 1 a.m., bro. It's not late at all.
All right. Well, I'm just pulling up someone to host into, but if you no matter where you are, where you're watching the podcast this week or over the coming weeks, like,
Yo,
don't be alone, right? We're all friends on the internet. You can reach out. There's plenty of people around. If you've cooped up in your own house, please get into someone's stream and at least interact with someone because there's fucking no good for
Yeah,
your
I
mental
agree with
health to be fucking sitting on your own doing nothing. Eh?
Mm.
That's Log's fucking pearl of wisdom for the day.
You got to say something, Bless?
Sorry, boss.
I have a suggestion for a host if you guys don't mind.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah, great.
Shit, yeah.
His name is Rhythm, and he's a PS4 Destiny 2 streamer, and
good.
he's pretty wholesome.
Awesome.
And it's RHYTHM.
All right. I'm on the
He's a
wrong
smaller streamer.
Look, I'm going to out myself here. I built a new computer through the week, gaming PC, and I now have 2 keyboards in front of me. And every single time I go to type something, I'm typing on the wrong keyboard, irrespective of which one I'm intending on typing on. It is always the wrong one. So that was, please read that out to me once again, Bless.
Yes, is RHYTHM.
I think my tongue is swelling up.
Oh my fucking God. What is this podcast become? All right, we are going to visit Rhythm. Please go through, make some noise, say g'day, bring joy, and thanks again, Bless, for coming on. Absolute champion. Matt, where will the law be finding people this week?
The law will find you on the back of a Nintendo Switch cartridge, giving you that butthole feeling.
Jesus fucking. There might not be an episode this way. I feel like we've jumped the shark. This is our moment. This could be the last one. Goodbye.